And we're in. So what's up, my dude?
What's good? What is good? It's Sunday already. Oh, and I was hoping for a lazy day, but I gotta early for that though.
Oh, gotcha. Hey, so I came up with a second scene that we can do that I think could be fun. And it looks like this. I'm gonna do the transition right now. Bang.
Hold up, let me bring up. There it is.
Not perfect by any means, but it's because we're also messing with our stuff. So this could be cool because what I can do is I can throw an extra screen right here. Like, say we want to play a word game or, a word association thing or bring up an article, we can put it between us two.
Word.
Versus this other one that we were working off of, where it's like, a screen in the background.
The full screen, yeah.
Yeah, which is absolutely fine, but whatever we kind of want to do. But I think just for normal purposes, this is kind of how we should rock it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we should just rock it this way. We can have some fun with it, and we can just rock and roll. So we just got the brand new intro.
Can you transition one more time? I just want to see what it looks like.
What do you mean? From the old way to the new way, or with the intro?
Yeah, with the intro, because I didn't get to see it.
Okay. And we're in.
Oh, that's sick. Oh, that's sick. Oh, that's sick. Look at you, Mr. Magic Man over here.
Hey, that's what I've been working on, man. That's what I've been working on.
Honestly, that's impressive.
It's a lot of fun, man. Do you sleep with that Indian saying behind you? Like on a pillow?
No. I just put that in there so there's some kind of color in, because there's no color in the background.
All right. Well, so one, the pod can't see it.
I see that.
But I can see it, which is alarming to me.
Hell yeah, Brawly Neho is gonna be watching over you when you sleep.
I don't know why we didn't put that into our profile pictures.
Dude, did I ever tell you about that thing?
No.
So, hold up.
I can't hear you.
There we go. I wanted to make sure it's in screen. But this beauty right here is a custom-made piece of art by a artist friend that I have that makes comic books. And I told him about we bonded about watching anime and all that stuff, and Broly was my favorite. And so he created me in the image of Brawly.
Well, it's funny because you're not even Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I'm not trying to flex on everybody all the time.
Well, so my question is,
just most of the time.
I have to think about this because, like, you guys our friend group is way more versed in newer Dragon Ball. Where if you ask me about original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, I probably know more because I grew up watching it. Reading the manga.
Definitely.
And all that, right?
Definitely. Our generation, that was just part.
How many, what happens if you have a beard and you go Super Saiyan?
Your beard, I don't think the beard changes color.
Does it go up your nose? like you can't see because it's in your face. And that's why they just don't do it. They're like, it's bad for combat.
That's why they stay. Yeah, that's why Goku and Vegeta stay.
Well, no, I get why they stay freshly clean shaven because I can't grow things either. It's I get it. If I went Super Saiyan, I could still see because my hair's so wispy.
Wow, that's thinking ahead. That's evolution.
Hey, dude,
Honestly,
Akira was a sharp dude.
I'm just saying, dude. So I went to Google because I wanted you piqued my interest with that.
I have questions.
You you piqued my fucking interest, and I don't see anybody going Super Saiyan with a freaking beard.
I was gonna say something slightly inappropriate, but like
Slightly.
it is kind of weird though that like Saiyans are the only ones that can go Super Saiyan. Because
Why?
why is it that Goku is one of the only people that can go Kaioken when it's just trained Kaioken?
But I think that was because of Master Roshi.
Was it Master Roshi or Master Kai?
Oh yeah, that's right. It was Kai after he went to
When he died the first time.
Low King Kai's planet. Yeah.
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 See, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Shit. Well, hey, not many people get to go to
go to hell and
die.
come back.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'd constitute it as hell because they were going to at the beginning.
Well,
Sent him
do you want to know like a funny analogy that I say to people that like they don't really understand?
What's that?
One Piece and Naruto have like filler, right? They have series filler episodes.
100%. Yeah.
I said that is my Dragon Way.
It's
because when I was a kid and Goku was running to Master Kai's planet, and he was on that stupid dragon road, and then halfway through he goes, "Oh wait, I can call my Nimbus."
And we watched that on Toonami.
Yeah, well, no,
which means
I watched it on 7-Eleven or 7-Eleven on WB11, and then I watched it again.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Manga through it.
And you better have been on time to see it in order, or you had to go back and watch another BS episode of The Trail.
But here's the thing, like, what people didn't know is you could watch it at 6:30 in the morning on Toonami, and then watch the same episode at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Make sure you didn't miss shit, huh?
Well, no. So, like, my friends would be like, "Oh, I can't wait for Dragon Ball." I was like, I already know what happened. You know, they'd be like, "What?"
I'll fucking fill you in right now.
Right? Like, I've been looking for G Gundam for a while. If you remember.
Ooh, do I remember? I have a little treasure case of Gundams actually.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them, but like the one with the burning fist, you know, the guy with the burning hand.
Oh yeah,
That was sick. 'Cause they were inside of them, you know, and like it was like
hell yeah.
It was that.
They were that mech kind of outlook. That was a very cool Gundam. I liked that a lot.
I loved Zoids growing up. Like yeah, it was.
Did you know that they're bringing Zoid?
They have a couple renditions I don't love, but like
there's the new one.
Battle Z, I think it was called. That was my favorite.
I'll say that the one that's coming out, they have made it very clear that they're sticking true to the source material, and I'm very excited for that.
Well, it's because it's not necessarily for kids.
Give me a Liger running around destroying
Give me any Liger. Give me any Liger. Give me a Shield Liger. Like
yes.
Give me a Liger Zero. You know, like
if they do it right, and they're able to use this new animation that they have today for that transformation of the different Ligers.
No, dude.
They have the potential to knock it out of the.
More than that, with
they also have the potential to make it look. What was that shitty? Just came out. Was that Snow White?
Oh yeah. They tried to re-release it. They tried to re-release and it did worse.
Yeah, bro. Disney. Okay, I know I'm jumping real quick, but Disney is the worst. They used to be the best. They used to be the dreams of children. But at this point, Disney they're trying to push their narrative so they're ruining things from our childhood. The things that they used to do great.
100%.
Lilo and Stitch. Have you heard anything about it?
I heard that they took out certain characters.
Dude, not only did they take out certain characters.
Time out. One, I love Lilo and Stitch because, you know, my family grew up in Hawaii, and I love the music. I love that the music was being sang by the King Kamehameha School.
Hell yeah.
And the students. I thought that was fantastic. I still listen to the entire soundtrack. I know the words to almost every single song. I love the idea of incorporating ideas of Ohana, and it is something that like people use nowadays. You know, like
Yeah.
you hear someone say it's like Ohana means family. That means
Ohana means family is from
means
dude.
nobody gets left behind. Like that
That
idea is so
that's one of the
powerful.
biggest things that they fucking lost in the new one. So in the
Yeah.
old one, remember Nani put down her shit going on because she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take care of my sister. She's not
Yep. Yep.
into
Yep.
the fucking system and all this stuff."
Yep.
In the freaking remake, she dropped Lilo. How the fuck can you do that? She dropped Lilo to go.
So
Yes.
I'm not
Oh
gonna watch
yes.
the movie. Did you
She
watch it?
dropped.
Did you watch it?
I have not. I have not because I learned this stuff. So Nani drops Lilo to go and do her college and her school. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying people should throw away their lives to do these kinds of things.
Well,
But
their
if that
parents
is
died in like
the
a
fucking
car
story,
accident,
the
man.
original story, keep that shit the same.
But that was part of the compassion of the story.
Yeah, agreed. Do you remember now? Actually, knowing that you're a fucking Lilo and Stitch fan, I know you're gonna
The
remember
TV series.
this part. Do you remember the little ugly duckling
Yeah.
that Stitch finds when he's fucking?
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. So that is not there. That little ugly duckling scene they've taken out completely.
So
that was like
the
Stitch's big
symbolism,
turning
they're
point
taking
of
out
realizing, like,
symbolism.
oh, even though I'm an ugly duckling, I still.
I belong.
Yep. Wait, hold up. Your mic, because I'm watching stream and I see your mouth move.
But you're not hearing me? Give me a second. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Because I'm watching on screen. So I can just like double check
Oh,
that real quick.
Oh, I see.
So that's really unfortunate. That's really upsetting. I, you know,
I knew that would be a big thing because the family thing. I mean, that's part of the reason why we fucking loved it as children. They've taken that aspect.
yeah.
There's no fucking agent. There's no agent anymore because there's nobody to check in on. There is no fucking agent there. Jumba and Quigley, the most lovable goddamn aliens that became really great characters, they are now just the villains. There is no Jumba.
So why'd they remake it and call it Lilo and
Exactly.
Stitch? Like,
exactly,
like,
exactly,
you
dude.
have the perfect layout, right? Like you have the story, you have the pictures, you have everything you need. Why would you change that? Is my question.
Yep.
So that's why Game of Thrones was so good early on because they were literally word for word of what characters said to each other from the book, right? Then later,
Oh,
you know,
I didn't know that they followed the source.
dude, you read the first book and you watch the first like series, right?
Yeah.
Tyrion literally says word for word what he said in the book.
That's impressive. That is impressive.
Well, when the source material's that good, you don't. It's not that
Stick to it.
hard, right? It's not
Yep.
that hard. It's when did Game of Thrones become shitty? When they got
Oh,
away
yeah, those-
from the source material, but they had
Yeah.
to do it because J.R.R.
They caught up.
Martin is an asshole, and he was like, "I'm working on other projects. I'm not finishing this." So like, here's an idea of how it could end, right? And so they're like, "All right, so we have to put that into the works. Like this
That
could
might-
end
yeah.
this way. So like, we got to put this into the works." So they're throwing in extra storylines that it could end up being.
I didn't know that that's why it came out. That's why I got so jumbled up and near the end.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're writing a book, you probably have 700 different endings,
100%. Yeah.
right?
1,000%.
And so, like, I get it, but the writing was just so bad in those last couple seasons because the writing was so
Yeah,
good in the first couple seasons.
That's crazy. I didn't know that it was the reason for the quality drop off because there was a huge quality.
Well, so do you want to know something funny?
All right.
I rewatched it with my wife,
Yeah.
and your mic just did a 360, dude.
Oh shit.
It's not as bad as like I remember it being. It's bad, but it's not as bad as I remember it being.
In what way? Like you were already expecting it to.
I was expecting it to be shittier than it was.
Huh.
Like I think that like I was just so jaded at the time that I waited a year to watch this crap of 9 episodes, you know, versus I binged it with her.
Yeah. See, you know what though? Watching it again, like, did she read the books as well?
No, no, no. She didn't even like that kind of like she's not into that kind of stuff. But like she
Right.
enjoyed Game of Thrones. She
The
truly
show itself,
enjoyed it.
yeah.
Yeah, she truly
Because
enjoyed it.
I was one of them that I had never read the books. I didn't even know about the books when the show came out.
I
So,
didn't read the books until the season like until the last season. That's when I started the
oh
first one.
shit,
Yeah.
word. So see that I went along for the ride and everything was cool. The only thing that bothered me wasn't even the departure from source material because, like I said, I wouldn't even know.
Hmm.
It was the fact that they tried to shove in so much different things. Now it makes sense with what you told me about the thing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No. And so
that's what threw me off is that it's like I am trying to follow this thread and then you just five different threads at me. How the
well,
fuck am I
there's
supposed to
also like
know where
over
this story is going?
there's like over 3,000 characters, and so like you can't do that in a TV show.
See, just there. Wait, just there. I don't know what you just said.
Oh, so there's like
That
over
whole thing.
3,000 characters that have like speaking parts in the books.
Yeah, I can't hear a word. I don't know.
Really? Because I'm still showing that I'm talking. It may be a lag thing.
I read your lips and it said, "Really?"
Hello.
There, I heard that.
All right.
That sounded cute.
So there's over like 3,000 characters. There's probably like 5,000 to be honest.
Yeah.
So what they
That's
did was they merged like 5, 6 characters into one personality character.
Oh shit. That makes sense. That makes sense because he
So
builds a whole world you can't in a TV show.
yeah, so like Littlefinger for example, like he knew things that he didn't know in the books.
Oh shit. Okay, that's crazy. I
Right?
thought Littlefinger was just he was tapped into his what do you call it? His little birds.
No, that was the
Oh,
eunuch.
that was the eunuch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like they same thing with him though. They merged a bunch of people together to push the story forward without having like when Robb Stark was going to war with everybody. Who could
Yeah.
remember all those fucking people at the table?
Agreed. Agreed.
Now multiply that. you know.
That make no, it makes sense. That does make sense. In that case, honestly, I'm impressed with how they were able to make a single character, Littlefinger, for example,
Yeah.
and take those all of the storylines and link that to that one. It's actually pretty impressive that they were able to change.
All right, now I'm
I
gonna
mean,
jump
for
back.
TV.
I'm gonna jump back to our previous conversation because I think this could be sick. Okay.
Huh.
Now, if they make it super woke, I would be very upset. But
As long as Disney's not doing it, we
if
should
they
be
did
alright.
a live action Zoids movie, that would be monstrous.
That would be cool. That would be cool as fuck. I call me jaded at this point. I don't trust the industry to do those animations just. I feel like the technology, the things that we could do is so much cooler. It's so much greater now. But I feel like that's made people lazy. Because if you look at, I was just hi Jaxu. I was just watching a video the other day. Was talking about the Spider-Man movies, and
Mm.
they took. Do you remember the Sandman Spider-Man movie?
Yep, yep. Spider-Man 2. Oh, you're frozen. Oh, I'm frozen. Oh, oh. System's going down. What is happening? Oh no, what is happening? Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh, what is happening right now?
Come here.
Amor?
Yes?
Oh, stream's still up, but
Well,
recording down.
I'm still streaming. In that case, let me introduce y'all. Ugh. Wait, no, over here. Jax. Hey, look over here.
Look at the doggy.
There he is.
Look at the doggy. Alright, so... Alright, this back up again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. Jax just absolutely ripped my headphone off.
No worries. I'm dealing with some stuff right now.
What happened? Because I saw...
It said that I ran out of memory space, but I don't know where it's being saved to. Because it should... What is it? Oh, because we're on 2-person. Capture. Pro. Okay. Not enough disk space, which is fine, but I don't know where it's being saved to.
Right from OBS?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why. I want to send it to my terabyte. Give me a second, let me just look this up right quick.
Yeah, do you think? You know you're still streaming.
Yep, no, I'm good with that. I'm good that I'm still streaming. We can talk about it, whatever. It's just you can't see my face.
I know. But, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the live action of Zoids. I would love that. I don't trust the industry. Oh yeah, that's the whole thing I was saying. It was a comparison between the Sandman from Spider-Man 2 and then from one of the newer Marvel movies. I think it was Into the Multiverse. And they showed the fucking images that they created, and it is awful. You see the dude, I don't remember the dude who has the huge head in Multiverse. Like they show his actions and limbs moving and all this stuff, and it looks like garbage compared to the Sandman 4
Really?
2. And it's like, why is... Because it's so much easier now. It is so much easier now that you can make quality if that Spider-Man 2 would take half the time nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And with that extra maneuverability with the images, you can't make something really truly looks amazing.
I agree with you.
And I don't understand. That's why I've lost faith in the industry of, especially for recreation. I never want them to recreate anything that I hold dear, because they're going to absolutely ruin it.
I could understand that. I could truly understand that. And what was the last movie that you saw in theaters?
In theaters? Oh, that's tough. I think it was a horror movie. It might have been one of the God, it's the one where it's all from the husband's camcorder. Paranormal Activity. I think the last movie I saw was Paranormal
Like the
Activity.
old, like the first one or like the third one?
No, I think it was the second one.
Oh, okay. So neither.
It's been a minute, dude. It has been a minute. I mean, come on now. There are so many websites that you can just get the free movies from.
Oh, agreed.
It's ridiculous.
Agreed.
Oh, you're back. You're back, by the way.
Yeah. No, I figured it out. Well, the other thing is that, like, and this is something that they did wrong. They realized they fucked up by doing this, and like, it's their problem. Where it's Amazon Prime was like, oh, if you pay us $20, you can watch it at home,
Yeah.
right? Disney was like, oh, you know, because you have Disney Plus that costs $150, you know, a month.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
get this.
see, that's another thing is that
They messed it up for themselves. You know, they
Are
did
you-
their money bad.
Are you noticing that? So all these streaming services, they came about why? Because everyone was trying to cut the cable and be like, I don't want to pay for cable for all the shit.
What these streaming sites did was recreate cable.
That's exactly what they've done. These little partnerships where they're like, oh, get this package deal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that fucking package deal is the same as me going to the cable company and getting the HBO package.
HBO, and so like now you're like Disney, ESPN, this and that. Oh,
Yeah.
You want Paramount? You want Paramount Plus? Oh, you want Hulu?
And
You want Peacock?
And I'm paying the same amount
You're paying
as
more.
if
You're
I
paying more
if
now.
I had a. It's crazy.
You're paying more now.
So that's also the reason that now at this point I use fucking the free websites more than anything, because I know as soon as movies hit the free streaming websites, they're going to be pirated and put free on on any of these hundreds and thousands of websites.
Well, so with that, I think piracy laws are going to actually be stepped up in a lot of ways to deter people from doing it. But
I need to see how they would do that, because it's so widespread that you can't catch every.
no, you can't. But you can catch the person distributing it to the most people.
Yeah, but see, even with that, like I used to have anime, for instance. I used to have a website that it was the only website I used. It was fantastic. It would show you trending, what's popular today, what's popular this week. It had all of those different things, and it was great. It got shut down. Now, I went without an anime service maybe for 40 minutes while I searched for another one.
Mm-hmm.
And I found another one that's damn near a clone of what I was using.
Your camera keeps sliding over.
God damn, it's because I'm talking with my hands. I can't help.
There you go.
But yeah, fucking there will always be another website that goes up, and the fact that the piracy laws can't come after the viewers when you're just viewing and not saving anything. Nobody, the people that are using those pirate servers are always going to use those piracy servers.
Okay, so I have a question that can go in a lot of different ways. All right. So, do you think that baseball players get paid too much?
Baseball players get paid ridiculous amounts of money, but the reason why I'm a little apprehensive about saying yes or no is only because I don't watch baseball all that much, but I do know that they have over 100 games per season.
162.
Yeah, they have a lot of fucking games.
Do you
and
think
I
football
understand
players
that
get
there's
paid too much?
Some, yeah. I mean, it's probably the same with baseball too. That there are some that get paid too much.
The difference between baseball and football is that there's no cap in baseball.
That's so crazy to me. And and this may be biased because I have played football and I know what it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least at the levels that I played, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just gets exponentially more as you get into professional, of course. But looking at that, I don't understand why baseball players get paid more than football players when football players' bodies are more on the line.
Okay, well, so there's a couple reasons for it. One, like I said, there's no cap in baseball, so if the owner has money, he can pay it out of pocket. All right?
Crazy.
In football, there's a very similar thing that they can do, where it's this weird contract where if they say it's in your signing bonus, the owner can pay it out of the company that is the team without it going against the cap. So say they
For signing bonus, okay, yeah,
so they can cover out of pocket $7 million for a player. So the cap is only getting hit against for the 7 and the whatever the year is.
Yeah.
Right?
Whatever their actual annual, yeah.
So like there's that aspect of it, that it's the way that they kind of say there is no cap in football either.
See, but I feel like even if you added in those fucking signing bonuses. It doesn't come close to like I have seen some ridiculous numbers.
But no. But here's the thing: it's $100,000 for 10 years. It's $10 million a year, right?
God, that's
versus Josh Allen is making $120 million in 6 years.
Yeah.
Right, like in all. So,
but see, I can understand that time discrepancy. I can understand that time discrepancy.
I can understand, and honestly, when they say it's 120, it's with incentives involved. If he hits all his incentives,
of course, if he hits everything,
if he hits everything. So the reason why I asked this question is because yes, do players deserve to get paid? Yes, 100% they deserve to be paid. But who then gets hurt by the amount of money that these people are getting paid? The viewers.
So, well, yeah, I mean, that's why a fucking ticket. If you want to go see a playoff game,
you want to go see a normal game. You want to go see a normal game.
Yeah, true.
And granted, your team may be a little bit different than mine, but like the average ticket is so much higher than it's ever been. You can't take your kids there because guess what?
I agree.
Parking is literally half the price of your ticket, and then you want food. You want a drink?
God forbid you want a hot dog. The hot dog's fucking $8 hot dog, and you're like, what?
Whatever it is, like you are literally paying for an extra ticket to feed the kids, to have the experience that like you had as a kid, right?
Yep. You get a hot dog with like they don't even put ketchup, but there's just ketchup water. That nasty ketchup.
So my thing is it worth paying these players that much money if it's putting the cost on us? So people aren't going to games anymore, right? People aren't going to games. I would say
no, but that's the greed. Well, that's the greed of the
dude, people
actual
going to the games.
NFL.
People can't go to the games. They're not paying for tickets anymore. Now YouTube's like, oh,
thank you.
You want to watch the games? It's $500 to watch the games on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. That's all good. Thank you.
Like that's craziness to me.
It's insane. Well, that's that. So this is related, but not sports. On the money wise thing, the way that things should happen is: have you seen? I think it's All American Rejects. Have you seen the news going on about? Because All American Rejects, they're a band that they were bigger when we were. Well, yeah, when we were in high school and stuff, they had some big hits and all that stuff. These,
limousine, my heart.
Yeah, exactly. And dude, you know what they're doing right now?
What?
They are hot on Insta and all that stuff because instead of going to stadiums and huge venues and making you pay $90, $100 for a nosebleed seat, they are literally letting people buy them out for. Like how we used to get people to play at house parties and stuff. They are playing people's house parties and smaller venues.
Well, so
because they're like it's not fair that when we go to these other places, most of our fans cannot even see us.
Well, with that, right? With that is you say your ticket's $24 and make it feasible for your fans to see it, right? You say $24, that's my ticket. Then it's on StubHub, and StubHub then charges you for all those extra fees on it.
Yeah.
And now your ticket's $60.
Yep.
Like
they amp it up. They amp it up when you go through the sites. But even with a lot of these places, even if you go straight to the band's website, they don't sell any tickets.
Yeah.
They revert you straight to Ticketmaster or whatever crap. And everyone's getting a piece of the pie, but then nobody's able to actually consume whatever the media is because it's goddamn expensive.
Yeah, no,
it's
crazy.
I'll never understand because once you get enough money, are you doing it just for the money, or are you doing it for enjoying what you're doing? Because
so Neil, the problem is, and this is why a lot of bands go touring, is because you don't make anything really off your music anymore in today's world because of streaming and stuff like that. So like your one song may have 1 billion plays, but you only made shit all, right?
Oh yeah. So, you made part of a cent on each one of those plays.
So when you go on tour, there's costs to it, right? You have to pay all the roadies. You
Hmm.
have to bought all the equipment. You have to pay for a driver. You need to pay for all the gas. If you get a hotel, you got to pay for everybody to have a hotel, right? Then you have to go in. You got to do sound check. You got to pay all the people for sound check. You got lighting guys. You got to pay for all the lighting involved.
Hmm.
You got to pay for the electricity that you end up using at those sites, right? So like, if you think about it, after all is said and done, they maybe have made 7% profit.
I do not think that the profit is that close. With the amount of money that people bring in for one venue, I cannot for some of these really big ones, I cannot see
Well, no,
their
you're right. You're
pricing.
renting the venue also. So a venue is going to only rent it with the idea that you are going to fill it out, right?
Of course, of course, of course, of course. I mean, that's the whole thing with American All American Rejects too. They're trying very hard to cut out the people that are making it so expensive,
Yeah.
and they're trying to bring it to the people that truly want to enjoy it.
And I respect
And
that. I really respect
so much
that.
respect, dude. So much respect.
But
So much respect. I saw a huge. There was a frat. There was a frat that bought them for a performance, and they came and they played it right outside on the front lawn,
That's
and they
awesome.
had just a sea of people out there. And it's like that's how it should be. It should be that you're
okay,
vying to do that.
Stop. Because like All American Rejects, fine. Kill Switch Engage, no.
Okay, yeah. Okay, not everyone, I guess, can be doing things like that.
We gotta have a line.
Oh my
here.
God. That's so funny.
5-year
You know the street, and you're like, what is happening?
People are throwing glass at people.
Holy shit. Throwing glass at people, what is this, a Philly game?
Well, no. So the first time I ever saw Kill Switch Engage was actually at it was at Warped Tour, and it was the first time I ever saw Straight Line Manifesto.
Oh, that must have been amazing.
Well, so I went with like two guys from band, you know, and they were really into like metal music, and you know me, I'm like I love breakdowns, but I'm not into like metal music.
Yeah.
But I went to go see Daylight, right? And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go see Kill Switch Engage," and I said, "That sounds intense."
That sounds like a lot. That sounds like a headache. All right, let's go.
So, they're like, "We want to go in the mosh pit," and I was like, "Do you, buddy?" And as they start walking into the mosh pit, this guy and his girl are like walking out. He has like a black eye, right? Like he's got just looks like someone scratched him across his chest, right? And then all of a sudden, I see this thing go, phew, and just slice his entire eyebrow through his cheek right here. And it was because they were throwing free CDs up in the air.
No way!
And it sliced him.
Holy shit, that's actually crazy.
Seeing Kill Switch Engage.
Yo, that's actually crazy. Holy shit, dude.
Terrifying, dude. I was like,
oh
God, oh God, here we go.
That's it. Duck and cover in the middle.
Terrifying. And I'm watching other people chucking these things up in the air. And they were free CDs.
Hell no.
They were free CDs.
That's insane. Damn, and the guy's face got sliced?
Yeah, he's with his girl, and like I saw it happen, and then he's like, "Oh, my face," and then she's like, "Oh my God," you know, like she just like doesn't even realize it. And then as I'm watching him just start like profusely bleeding, right?
Bleeding from his face, yeah.
He turns to his girl, and her face of horror, you know, as
my God,
we're listening to.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
Some guy bleeding from his face is all you're hearing. Oh my God!
Yeah, it did. It was terrifying. So here I am, I'm like looking for my friends, you know, like.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's one of those memes of like, "Mom, come pick me up."
Yeah, exactly. Small Asian dude needs help. I need an adult. Like, I must have been like 15. You know, and
That's
I was with
crazy.
my friends that were like 17 that could drive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
God damn, that must have been very.
it was
I
intense.
love.
I just told people it was super intense.
I'll tell you what, though. Hopefully, he made some money back on that. There's probably some waiver in the ticket when you ticket, like, hey, we're not liable for any
Ain't no bitches
missing.
here.
We're not liable for any missing eyelids from CDs.
For real.
Okay, all right. That was weirdly specific. Let's buy the ticket anyways.
Well, it's like when you like it's like ChatGPT. You like put down a rule, right? And then you're like,
Yeah.
ooh, wrong answer. More rules. You know.
You tried. You tried. Oh my god.
But yeah,
See, that shit's crazy. I can only imagine if it would be freaking suing. There would be class actions of people being like, I was emotionally traumatized.
how many rich people do you think is going to go see a Kill Switch Engage concert?
Oh, so true. Oh, so true.
Like that has the money to get a lawyer.
Yeah,
And
that's also very true.
most of those guys probably be like, it's a badge of honor.
Bro, they would go up there and be like, "Can you use my blood to sign on?"
Throw up another
Okay,
one. Throw up another one.
okay.
I'll catch it with my chest. You know, like.
I have 2 eyelids. Throw me another CD.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
How hard do you think I am?
You know, though, I've always wanted to go to a show like that. I've gone to some shows, but I've only gone to like they're more like ska band, like the ska punk. I would go to those shows. I've never been to a show with a true mosh pit, and I've always wanted to experience it. Always wanted to.
So, I've experienced all of that.
I imagine that. For anyone that doesn't know, this is a resident musician here. Been in bands since I can remember.
Yeah.
But also went and played nationally for drum corps. So I can only imagine you've been around the musical block a bit.
I've been in some very scary situations. And like there's two types of like people that go into mosh pits. People that want to thrash around, you know, and then people that actually want to fight somebody.
I hate that. I hate that.
Well, so
Someone that wants to go in just to throw a cheap shot at somebody.
yeah, literally. Like you have people that just wave their arms around. They get really crazy. They'll spin around like a freaking top, you know, like within their arms will just be flailing everywhere. And if they hit someone, they hit somebody, right?
I hate that.
But then you get the people that like are jaded and angry at the world.
Yeah,
And
they
they're
hide
like,
out in the corner and they wait for somebody not.
yeah, versus if you go to like a punk rock show and you see someone doing that, someone else is gonna knock that person out.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah. That's the thing, that those shows were some of the most fun shows because the strangers there were some of the most welcoming,
If you fall on the
fun
ground,
people.
they will create a circle around you and help you back.
Yeah.
Up, you know?
They'll make sure you're good.
Yeah. Well, I got into a scuffle when I went to go see Streetlight the one time when I was with
Oh?
yeah, it was Nate and everyone. And this so what happens at like shows is if you're in the front, everybody like surges forward, or when they create the pit, it then pushes pressure on everybody, right? To like
Oh yeah,
expand.
yeah.
So I'm not in the front row, but like you know I'm singing, I'm jumping, you know I'm doing all my things.
Oh yeah.
And it expands, and then I'm caught in the air, so my feet are on the ground, but I'm smushed between 2 or 3 people,
That's crazy.
right? So I'm just hovering there, so I can't do anything about it, right? So there's a guy in
That's
front of me,
crazy.
and he has his arm around his girl, and there's the fence that he's holding onto, right? He's between their arms, and he's holding onto this fence, right? So I keep getting slammed into him, right? And it's not my fault I'm getting slammed into him. Like this is
He's one
happening
of
to
them.
me, right?
Yeah. He's one of them.
So he kind of like looks back as I'm the same height as him, right?
Did he
Because I'm floating there. I'm the same height as him, and he kind of looks back at me. And,
Hello?
You right? Oh, we froze.
Yeah, I was gonna say everything froze and I didn't hear you.
Gotcha. So I'm like hovering. Oh, froze again.
Yeah.
Check that out. Look at that. We froze again.
Dude, it's gotten back for me.
Oh, here we go. So there's a little bit of delay on it. So I'm floating there, and he looks back at me, and he kind of gives me a dirty look. So I then land back on the ground finally, jump up again. I'm floating there, like I'm next to him now, and he's like, "Yo, back the fuck down." I said, "I can't help it. Like this is not me doing this."
Do you not see the 1,000 people behind me pushing? What?
Yeah, right. So then, um, Nate bumps into him. Right? Nate bumps into this
Yeah.
guy, and he's a bigger guy, right? And he turns around and looks at us and goes, "If you touch me again, I'll fucking kill you."
What the fuck?
We're at a streetlight show.
In the middle of a show when you're surrounded by people.
So do you what I
Crazy to think you're gonna have, huh?
Well, so Nate kind of like freaked out. He was kind of like scared from like, you know, Nate's not a confrontational
I'm
guy,
not.
right?
Nate's not trying to get punched in the face.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna let Nate get punched in the face either.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So I kicked out the back of his knees, right? I kicked out the back of his knees, and I put him in a headlock, and I jumped on him, and I put him in a body lock, right?
Oh my God.
I have him in a headlock.
You MMA'd this motherfucker in the middle of a streetlight
Dude,
concert?
Dude, Nate,
Oh my God.
Nate was like, "Dude, you were like a spider."
Holy
He was like,
shit.
"You did that so fast." So now I'm choking him out. His girl does not understand what's happening. He's now rocking me like like we're at a show, you know. then the security guards see us because we're right in the front, right? So the bouncer
Yeah.
sees us, right? And he just looks over like, what the fuck is happening right now, right?
Yeah.
Guy's turning blue, right? I can feel him getting weak, but we're literally
Oh,
being
yeah.
held up by that same pressure, right?
Oh my God.
So
Surge is helping you choke this motherfucker.
So then I let him go, right? I let him go, and I said to Nate, "We gotta go over there." So we grab all our friends and we go to the other side of the venue, right?
Yeah.
The guy and his girl got thrown out.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Man, that guy was really tough in front of his girlfriend. You put him in his place and they got kicked out.
And they got kicked out.
Oh, that's poetic justice if I ever heard.
Dude, it was just like, don't be an asshole. Don't be an
Truly.
asshole. There's someone that's going to put like, it may not be me.
Oh yeah, but there's other people with much less tolerances that will.
Well, so like, as my wife and I always talk about, and you and I always talk about, is in that instance, what are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that.
You never know till it's time.
Until it's time.
True that.
And so, like, you know, we've been in situations that not many other people have been in, where it's like, well, what do? You jump in.
That's the only option, really.
You jump in, like
You or your boy is in trouble. Just what else are you gonna do? Yeah.
I mean, did I want to be in that situation? No, but my boy didn't start the problem.
Dude, once the situation has started, then there's when you walk away, you're letting what happens.
Yeah,
if you walk away,
and like
that's you letting that happen.
You know,
walking away.
Me and Space have been in situations like that where it's like, we're not gonna let this one slide.
Yeah.
Like,
fuck yeah.
They're still following us, trying to create problems.
See, that's one thing that I feel like not just me and you, but I think a majority, I'd say, of our friend group is pretty good at is keeping a cool head in situations like that. Not all of us, but most of us.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Can keep a cool head until it's time, until you have given me no option other than what needs to happen. I think everyone is really good at keeping kind of de-escalating and being like, hey, let's not be stupid about this shit.
No, I agree. I think that we are...
But then, as we know, there's people that say, but I want to be stupid about this shit, and then we teach them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we talk about
educational
victims and people that like have complexes about themselves. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think that you and I, and we're a little bit older than most of our friends, you know,
Yeah.
but I think that you and I have like done enough wrong and done enough right, made enough mistakes that we're very comfortable with who we are as people now.
Oh yeah.
Where before we had a lot of shame for the things that we did.
100%.
And I think that now at this point in our lives that like we wear a lot of it on our sleeve where if you
Yeah.
don't want to talk about it, it's okay because we know that we messed up in our lives.
Exactly. I've thought about it enough myself to go through all the other opportun or all the other actions I could have taken. But this is what I did. Because of that, though, whether it's a good thing that you did or a bad thing you did, it's learning from.
It's
It's
growth.
learning from that, so that yeah.
It's growth from, like where you are in life. And I think that that's so important and that people don't
Let me
recognize
ask
that.
you. Let me ask you a question in this regard. Then,
Yep.
with all the things that the good and the bad that's happened in our lives, would you go back and change things? Would you go back and change things to make it the timeline of your life was more perfect time?
The things that I wish I could change are so small and insignificant now, but I think it would change the way some people that I really care about looked at situations.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
Like they're
saying.
so small, but to me they still weighed on me for a long time. Where they
Hmm.
forgot about it, but I always remembered it.
Got you.
But otherwise, no. I think that no matter what, I was never gonna finish college, uh,
Hmm.
until I wanted to. Um,
Yeah.
I, I I think that if I could go back and not go back to college for those couple of years, I would and just work
Save the
instead,
money.
save the
Oh
money.
yeah.
But if I didn't do that, you and I wouldn't have linked up the way that we did during those couple
Also
years.
true.
You know,
Yeah.
like yeah, like so yeah, no, I wouldn't change those things.
Yeah. I always say I wouldn't change those because whether the good or the bad, it's made me into. And if the things that went bad worked out, God knows what my mindset would be in today's day.
Well,
Because I'd much rather be a home. I think that because of the things that have happened, because of the things that we've
no,
seen
I
happen,
think you're a humble person because of your parents.
I think that's a huge, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think you were always a humble person, but we put on personas when we were younger to because we had
Survival.
to.
That was
Yeah,
survival. Yeah,
yeah,
that was
because we had
survival instinct.
growing up how we did, we had to do it. We had to have different personalities that were maybe bigger and badder than we were at that
Yeah.
moment in life that we ended up turning out to be in the end, right? Like that ended up kind of being our personality in a lot of ways.
Fake it till you make it type shit. Yep.
But it like if we didn't, who knows where neither of us could be alive at this point if we didn't have
Hell
that
yeah.
backing us up. Your camera
Hell yeah.
started again.
Dude, I've been arrested twice in my life. I've been arrested twice in my life, and that was two of the worst experiences I had. Would not in a million years I would take that away from my life because of how much I learned. Not just during when the arrest itself happened, but because of the consequences that I had to pay after too.
Yeah, and it's years. It's years of consequences, right?
Yeah, it really makes you open your eyes to like, oh, okay, I had this kind of mindset when I did what I did,
Mm-hmm.
but growing from that, realizing just how stupid and unnecessary it was. But
That's what
I'm
it is.
glad I
It's
made
like
that mistake because I would have never known.
well, that's what it is. It's unnecessary, right?
Hmm.
Like that's like the big thing is it was unnecessary to do it. Your camera
Yeah.
started again.
God damn it. It's because this freaking cord. I got to get the USB extender.
No word. I actually have like two or three of them in my house.
That's like the one thing that I've never really needed. Because even for like charging cables, I buy 10-foot cables, so I don't need an extender.
Dude, they're from my Xbox 360 days.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to look in my freaking old wires then.
Yeah, no, they're like I had them for my Xbox 360 because I would have my like wired controller and like
Where?
It just wasn't long enough to my couch, you know.
I feel that, dude. I only buy 10-foot cords now. I buy only 10-foot cords, and it like if you come over any room that you're in my house, you can charge your phone. You're chilling over here with me, taking a charge your phone, taking a shower, charge your phone, cooking some dinner, charge your phone. I mean, I don't know how healthy that is because that makes it so that you're be at your. So it's
Well, no,
part of the freaking.
as long as you don't have an Apple, you're fine, because like that will kill your battery. But
Now I make sure my phone is always charged so that they can always change my Instagram to whatever they're listening to. I am convinced that there's no way that your phone. I have seen it happen.
Absolutely.
I've talked about something. I think it was to you. Even for Nate. Do you know Nate's looking at a
what?
He's looking at getting a dog.
Yes.
We talked about it once. I went on Instagram and it started just showing a bunch of. Like, that's so creepy. That's so creepy that all this shit listens to us.
I mean,
at all times.
granted, when you're logged into Google and stuff like that, you know, like, what it does is it pairs up to, like, your friends' like, devices.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, so like that's kind of why it does that. But like when it's vocal and you're like, oh, look at these shoes from this company, and all of a sudden you're looking at,
I hate that.
What is happening?
I hate that so much. I've actually done something I never do. I've done in this house, which is set up a Amazon Alexa.
I have one.
I hate that I have it because I know that she's listening to me.
Well, so mine speaks 2 languages. Your camera's jacked up again.
That's awesome. God damn it.
So, but it's funny because she doesn't listen to either us in either language.
Oh, Amazon. You should have heard my dad had it out with Amazon listening when they.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's because I had done a thing where it listens to my only.
Mm.
And so now I made it more difficult, but I've taken all that stuff out. Yeah. Sorry, I was being called.
No, it's all good. So I have a question for you. That like Spaceman has asked me before, and I never thought about this, to be completely honest, because like I was never popular enough or attractive enough in high school, right? Like I never felt like it. I always had a girlfriend in high school, but like I didn't feel like I was hot shit by any means.
Yeah.
But Space called me up. I don't know, probably was 5 years ago, and he was like, "Do you ever wonder like what girls had a crush on you in high school?"
I wonder that all the time. I have wondered that so many times because I had the same mindset. I mean, to be completely candid, even now I don't have the self-confidence, but in high school, definitely, I did not think I was anywhere. But looking back, as someone that is comfortable with, looking back, it's like, oh no, but like I had a bunch of friends, a bunch of people wanted to hang out, things like that. I know that I wasn't a dislikable person, so maybe there was people, which would have been amazing to know in the moment, because then that would have changed the whole trajectory.
Well, no, okay. So I have a story where a girl liked me and I was not attracted to her at all.
Oh.
All right. So it's middle school, right? You know, she's in band with me, and she comes up to me in the lunchroom, right?
Yeah.
And I have my food. It was chicken patty day, all right? It was chicken patty day. And I was super excited about it. And you know chicken patty day was the best day. So
mine was cheese pizza days for me, but right, sorry. Continue.
Chicken patty day. Got my chicken patty, right? She walks up to me, like straight up to me as I'm trying to put like ketchup on my tray, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, and I pick up my tray because I'm turning around, and she's like right there in front of me, like a goddamn ostrich, like
Yeah.
you know, like, just chilling there.
Forms out of the shadows.
And she goes, I don't know if you know this, but I really, really like you, and I think we should go out. I dropped my shit just
Oh
out
my
of
God.
reaction of like being frightened
Surprised.
by this.
Yeah.
Not surprised, frightened.
A shadow demon just came out of.
Like, I'm not trying to shame this girl, but her eyes were literally like,
Aww.
like she could have been talking to someone else. Like,
That's so. Oh no! I'm gonna have to know who this is.
I will say you will when I tell you who it is, you will laugh even.
I'm
harder.
gonna die.
All right, wait. Where's your Discord at? I'm just going to type.
Oh no!
So no one else can see it. All right.
Thank you for the AKA. Okay, all right. So I can imagine what your answer. I can imagine what your answer was. But, what?
No, I literally said, what? you know, me and you being minorities, like nobody cared. Like the most acknowledgement we got was bullying, right? Like,
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like
especially you're talking through middle school. Oh
yeah,
hell
like,
yeah.
That's what the majority of our attention is. Oh, he's the Asian kid.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Right. Like nobody knew I existed, and I was relatively happy living in that world of nobody pays attention to me. You know.
Yep.
I got
Had a little group of like 3 people.
I got
That's
my
like,
5
all right.
friends. Yeah, I got my 5 friends on the block, and I'm good.
Oh, you had 5. Sorry, I had 3.
Well, they were happy that no one knew them either. You know, like we were all happy, just, like riding under the radar. You know, like just sliding under there.
Oh my God!
And
Well,
then
you weren't
that
flying
came
under
out.
one person's radar, yeah.
Dude, and then that came out, and then the entire pod, because we were working in pods at that point, right?
Oh, yeah.
The entire pod knows about it. They're
course.
all making fun of me, and it's like now I exist for this reason.
Oh, that's so funny. Your entire pod knows within 15 to 20 minutes, and then every other pod knows within a half hour.
Within a half hour.
Yep.
Dude, did you see what happened to the Asian kid? Oh,
Yep,
the
yep.
Asian kid? Oh, yeah.
The Asian kid, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. I heard he loves her. You know, like, oh, God, it was so bad, dude.
That's so fucking funny. Those always crack too. The school rumors, because you 7 different versions of
the same story, right? But then it makes me think, like, no, there probably were other girls that, like, I just was so unattracted to them in that way that, like, I just like they may have been hitting on me and I just didn't even realize it.
Didn't register.
Yeah.
You know, in that same breath, though, there was people that you did not look at as being on the same level as.
Oh, 100%.
Probably also had those thoughts, and we didn't know, not because we weren't attracted, but wouldn't know because me? No, not me.
Yeah. 100%. Our boy, how should I put it? He doesn't really you know, Slick always had it. Like his wife is very attractive, and who thought Slick was gonna get that like that?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Like so, like stories like that come out, and it's
that
like,
shit makes you think, like, oh damn.
Could I? You know?
But I mean, dude, that's the growing pains of high school.
Well, no, I mean, I asked my wife all the time. I was like, one, did you ever think you were going to be with a Japanese American dude? You know, and she goes, I didn't know you guys existed. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say she probably did not know that.
That was not on the menu, boys.
Hell yeah! Oh my God.
But you know, like I married up, in my opinion. We both feel like we married up. You know, everyone's like, oh, there's a reacher and there's a, settler. But like we both feel in our own personal ways that we both achieved what we both
Different
deserve.
aspects. Fuck yeah. Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
we're like outside in. Yeah, my wife is really attractive, and I acknowledge that because I was very much attracted to her. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also not like
Because
like I'm also not like a super jealous guy. But at the same time, it's like dudes look
you know
at,
that people are going to look at her the same way that you looked at the first time you saw her.
which is fine, but when they start disrespecting
When
me,
yes, that's what I was going to say. It's the disrespect aspect. Soon as that enters chat, there's a problem.
well, no, it's just more like I put 10 toes down. She's my girl. I will always protect her. Because of the language barrier with her with other people that are hitting on her, like she just smiles at them and they think like that's a go.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, ha.
Girl was nice to me. Oh, she's in love with me.
Yeah, she's like, this guy said, no, 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 no. Like she has no idea what they just said to her, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
I'll go, what? And then I'll just be like, act like I'm married to her because I am.
Hell yeah.
And then if the guy's like tries harder, it's like, hey man, like back off, this is my wife. He's like, no, it's not. It's like, actually,
You have better patience with that. You do that tactfully. You shut people down more
I want to
tactfully.
see how far they want to go with it. Because if they want to go to a certain level, I can verbally dismantle them if need be.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You're much more tactful with the shutdown.
Well,
Because
I always tell my wife, like, she's always like, you were looking at her. Like she'll give me a hard time. She was like, you were looking at her. And I go, no,
of course.
I look at really weird things and I find them interesting. And she's like, but you were looking at her. Yeah, did you see her shoes?
Good play, yes sir.
No,
Yes.
no, I'm just really good at that, right? And she knows,
Yes,
like, it's
sir.
like we laugh about it, we have a good time about it and stuff like that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So there was this one girl that was like walking by, and she's like, "Oh, you were looking at her." I was like, "Yeah, abnormously large."
Oh yeah, you can't. Not, it's an oddity. I'm not looking at. Yeah.
I'm confused. What
Yep.
is happening here?
I've had that with 2 exes ago. 2 exes ago, Kay was she a little bit of a jealous type, and there was this girl that was walking. Goddamn, dude, she might as well have been naked. It was like and a strap. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so we're walking, and as we're walking, I am very good. My peripheral is very good.
I did.
Okay, so I did.
Mine's great.
Yeah, so I did not. I did not look at this, but I was looking past at the stores, and of course I here.
Mhm.
But it fucking cracked me up because she walked past, and instead of being like, "Oh, did you look at her?" Because she was, I felt her staring at me. I felt her staring at me as the girl walked past, and I was just like this. But I saw everything happen, and then she gave me props for not looking, which was, God, that was the biggest triumph because I tried so hard. This was at the beginning.
Well, no.
This was at the very beginning.
So is that the play to make, or is it that she says to you, "I'm so proud of you for not looking," and you're like, "Yeah, I would never look at a girl that's wearing nothing."
I would never look at a girl with that pink top and the white bottom.
Fully
That's
describe
crazy.
it to her real quick. Is that the play? Because it, like,
Oh
breaks
my
that
God.
boundary of like
That would be funny as shit, dude. That is funny as shit.
So
I would never.
I'm at the mall, our local mall, right, that we grew up
Yeah.
with, right? And so I'm in the food court, we're eating, and I have to use the restroom, right? So
Right.
now they have like a family restroom and then like a pronoun restroom and all of that, right? So
Oh yeah.
I go into the men's room and there's only one. There's like 3 stalls, but 2 of them are out of order and one of them's taken, right? So
Wait, say that one more time. One of them is what?
there's 3 stalls, 2 are broken and one of them is taken. Okay.
Word.
So then All right, word. So then I step back out because I'm not going to stand in the bathroom just staring at one door, right?
Of
So
course.
step outside, and the family restroom opens up, and it's an employee that just got done cleaning it, right?
Word.
And so she says, "Oh, do you want to use this bathroom?" I said, "All right, cool. I'll use that bathroom." So I use the restroom as one would. I then
Yeah.
there's a knock at the door. I said occupied, right? Wash my hands, open up the door, and there's this white woman has this African American child by the wrist, like hanging him off the ground, and then a white child that she's like slamming into the bathroom before I can even step out, right?
What the hell?
And she says, she looks at me with these angry eyes and says, "It says family restroom for a reason. You're not a family." And I said, "Well, the employee said I can use it, so I used the restroom because there's only one." "I don't care. Can you not read?"
That's crazy.
Right?
That's
this
crazy.
angry energy right off rip. So now my wife is standing out there and she's like watching this happen. Like she's watching this woman like angrily yelling at me, right?
Yeah.
And so like, I make one or two quick comments at her, like at least I'm not treating my child like a slave, comment.
Hell yeah.
Because she literally had him up in the air, right? She's like holding him up in the air by the wrist. So then my wife looks at me and she's like, "What just happened there?" And I said, "Oh, like she said, I'm not a family. This bathroom's for family." And she was like, "Yeah, but you said the one bathroom was broken, so like,
Yeah.
the lady said you could use it." I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Well," and this is how fast my wife is. Okay, without skipping a beat, she goes, "Well, you should have just told her that you just flushed your family."
Oh my god. Oh my. Yo, that's golden. Yo, that's golden.
That, dude. Like that. That was her response, and just a straight face of like, how'd you not think about that? Like,
I love that. Oh, I love that.
Like people are like,
I just fucking flushed him.
yeah,
Holy shit.
You laugh with your you and your wife get along really well. I was like, my wife's one of the funniest people I know. Like
That's
I
fucking
think
awesome.
I'm pretty funny. I know my friends are funny, but like she can just drop these one-liners that are just so funny that like
And you wouldn't expect it from her.
she looks like the most unexpected person.
Yeah,
to say something
yeah,
like
like just those like stereotypical sweet girls.
yeah.
And then she's saying things like that. That's fucking golden. I love that.
And so people are like, "Oh, you guys only got married for this, or you guys only got married for that," and stuff like that. It's like, no, unlike you, I actually love my wife. And
Fucking
I actually like spending time with her, where it's a lot of fun for me. We laugh 90% of the time.
I hate the people that want to spread the negativity in their life to your life.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, and it's just because they're unhappy people, right? Like
That's what I'm saying.
they're just unhappy people, and it's unfortunate. But I don't know if you want to wrap this up, and maybe we can start another one in a little bit.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
All right. Well, so
I'm down for that. I'm gonna grab some right quick.
all right, let me run the outro right quick. First time of this, boys. But I'll talk to you later, man. All right?
I'm excited to see this.
Oh. Oh.
I like the slide out. It slides out, but the thing didn't play on my side. There it goes.
Nope. Why not? Let me see if I can reattach it. Oh, what the deuce? No. What has happened? Let me see if I can read.
Yeah, because right now screen's not moving. It's just black.
There's no sound on it. it. Give me a second.
There it is.
Let me fix the sound on it. We'll get this down, dude. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. This was the first couple of these is going to be getting down this kind of stuff as well. But then once it's in place, we got easy.
This one. Go back here again, right quick. Now we can.
But like I said, all props to you. Brought this out. Yes.